Hey, I've been struggling recently. I've been feeling anxious, stressed out. It's been hard for me to wake up in the mornings and even harder to fall asleep. I'm not saying this because I want your pity or anything like that. I'm doing pretty well. I'm taking care of myself. But I wanted to make this video because I think a lot of people create unhealthy perceptions of public figures. People get these unrealistic expectations that they impose upon themselves because they see what they think other people are doing and they try and do it themselves. So, for example, a lot of people think that I'm working, 24/7, 365, that I'm always attacking life and always, looking to squeeze more productivity and growth out of every situation. And the truth is that I do that a lot in my everyday life. I try and live with passion and I try to live with intensity because, that's the way that I think I can find happiness. And it's what works for me. But if there's one thing that I've learned about growth, it's that rest is an integral part of growth. Let me explain. Imagine, I'm going to use a sports analogy here, but imagine that there's somebody who is lifting weights for 12 hours a day. Okay, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., just in the gym, lifting weights constantly. No break, nothing to eat, nothing to drink. He just wakes up, lifts weights, goes to bed. Would that guy be strong? No. No, that guy would be injured immediately. He probably wouldn't make it like 2 days. Nobody can do that. It's an extreme example, but it goes to show that rest is what makes you stronger. So you get stronger when you're lifting weights by working out hard and then resting afterwards. It's in the rest period that you grow. And I've found this to be true in all aspects of my life, be it in sports or school or work. It's not the periods of intense activity where I'm growing. It's the periods of rest afterwards. Now, I made a mistake this year where I didn't take any rest after coming home from school. I came home from school on a Saturday night. I took the Sunday off, and then I went right to work on a Monday. And I think that I needed a break, to be honest. I'd been going really hard since January, and mentally, I was ready to let that sink in, to let those lessons that I was learning kind of straighten themselves out in my mind. And instead, I just went right back into intense activity, and eventually I burned out. And that's where I ended up. I just felt like I lost creativity, I lost motivation, I started feeling anxious and stressed, and my mental health was deteriorating. And so that's why I took a few weeks off from YouTube. These past few weeks, I have not been looking at YouTube one bit. I haven't been checking my analytics or anything like that. I've just been, cold turkey, not worrying about it. And I think this is a useful lesson for everyone. Okay? Do your best to live your life with passion and intensity because, that's how you grow. But it's not just about doing that 24/7, 365 for years and years. Rest is important too. Balance is the biggest thing that I advocate for in anything. And I always tell people to get, the right amount of sleep, to eat right, to balance school with extracurriculars and with socializing. It's important, but it's also important to have periods of work and then periods of rest. And if you don't do that, then you burn out. And that's the lesson that I'm learning right now. And I think it's a valuable lesson, maybe one of the most valuable lessons that I can share, because a lot of the lessons that I'm learning come from a position of privilege. They come from a position that not a lot of people might be placed in. It's easy to talk about, pursuing a passion or living with intensity when you're not struggling, when you're, all your needs are taken care of and you only have to go to school for a few hours a day. That's easy. It's harder to talk about things like struggle, but it's still important to do so. And it's also important to me that I put out a genuine image and that you don't see me as somebody who's, acting like he's got it together all the time, because I don't. I really don't. I struggle with a lot of things. It's weird for me right now to be going through, the changes in my life with YouTube blowing up, with trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm in college. I'm confused. Like, these are normal things, and I want to share that with you. That I don't have it all together. I'm not, a perfect human being. I'm struggling just like everybody else, and I'm gonna take you along with the lessons that I'm learning as I'm struggling. But I want to be very upfront that the struggle is there, and that's not a bad thing. It's human. I've met very interesting, successful, driven people. All of them struggle. I've never met a single person that doesn't struggle. And if I were, I'm sure they'd be a really boring person. There's an Einstein quote that talks about failure. I think it's, he who has never failed has never tried something new. I'm all about trying new things. I'm all about change. And an inevitable part of change is failure, is setbacks, is challenges. And that's exciting. This is exciting. Learning to deal with things like this, it's an opportunity. And the solution that I'm learning, it's just to rest. My YouTube channel didn't fall apart, luckily, while I was gone. Things seem to be going well. And I'm a happier person because of the few weeks that I took off. So I'm taking care of myself. YouTube took a few weeks off from work, ends in like 3 weeks. And then I get a few more weeks off before school starts to ramp back up again. So yeah, I'm going to be good. But I wanted to share this lesson with you. In terms of YouTube, I'm going to be having some more fun with it in the coming few weeks, especially as work ends and I get more time to make cool videos and have fun projects. The goal is just going to be to have fun, though. Ultimately, that's what it's all about. You know, there are business aspects to it. There is an aspect of, you know, keeping up growth on the channel, but ultimately this is just a hobby for me. It's a fun thing to do. Something that I love to do, to document my life, to share and to connect with people. But I can't let it become too stressful for me. I'm sure you understand. There will be a video coming out later this week. It's been a sponsored video that I had in the pipeline, so I just wanted to make sure that I get this out really quickly so that you kind of understand where I'm coming from, and also so that that video doesn't just like hit you out of the blue after 3 weeks of radio silence. So I'm here, I'm doing okay. Thank you for caring. You are a wonderful audience. I really do love you and appreciate you, and thank you for giving me this crazy opportunity and, you know, for creating these challenges that I have to deal with. It's fun. So thanks so much. I'll see you in a few days.